Bienvenidos a la pareja anormal.
English, right?
English today, yes, sir.
Okay.
Today?
So
Talk to me.
what was that?
I said, what's going on today? Talk to me.
All right.
Well, I know some. I know
Listen.
some that is going on.
This is you speaking like we haven't been speaking for like 20 minutes trying to figure this whole thing out. Talk to me. Talk to me. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, talk to me. Okay, so wow. Why am I blanking right now? All right, so yeah, introduction. So on the main mic, the Florida site, number uno, es Rivera. Give me a second. Okay, and then on the other side, mic number two, Norma Juarez.
No puede.
This is a beautiful land.
It is a beautiful land. That's a new intro. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about is, and obviously we're gonna talk about it in Spanish, but because this is more of a Spanish thing, but
By the way, I don't know what this is about.
in English. Yeah, no,
I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm about to tell you. You don't have to be scared. It's pretty simple. Here's what's going on, and I'm sure you noticed this in the media in Puerto Rico, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the media there lately, and the reason I'm talking about it is because it's been going on for I think way too long now,
Mm-hmm.
where they have, and I gotta be careful, but they've been showing this Black Americans, how they're describing them as $7 ticket buyers, right? Because it started a minute ago where they were having specials on these plane tickets to Puerto Rico. They were about $7, basically free. And lately, it's just been too many. It's been too many videos, and it's been progressing, and I feel like they caused that problem. I feel like the media kind of caused the problem because it started where they were showing this Black Americans that were buying these cheap tickets, and they were showing them like doing crazy stuff in the streets and being extra loud. And then it progressed to they show them doing a fight, and then that kind of took a turn to where the the people from San Juan, which is the capital of Puerto Rico, is where the planes and the cruises, they all come in, they go to port. They were putting up posters saying that you need to respect and lower your volume and have respect for the citizens there. And then from there, now it's progressing to where the last video I saw, it was an Airbnb that they purchased or that they rented, and they were kicking them out. So I don't know. I want to talk to you about it because it seems like it started out funny, and now it seems like I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with
With what? What is
kicking
it?
people out and like and then I also saw a young black man getting arrested for drugs, and now his life is basically gonna be ruined. He's gonna go to jail. They're gonna have to, I don't know what's gonna happen, but he's gonna get charged for drug possession and all this. But I just don't understand because look, the bases are leaving. You you barely have agriculture in Puerto Rico. Tourists, whether it's local or not local from the United States, people coming from the United States, it's a big part of the economy there, and they don't want them there either. So where do you want to make your money? That's what I'm trying to figure. Like, how do you want to make your money? Because I love going to the beach, and I think I think I say enough when we go on vacation, and I might be speaking for myself, but when I go on vacation, and I'm not putting myself in the mindset that I am right now, because obviously now, if I make a mess, I clean it up and all this. I'm putting me in the mindset of the people that are going there, which is groups of young groups of people that are going to have fun, and if I'm in a crew with, 6 guys or whatever, and we go to a different country, what are we gonna do? We're gonna do drugs. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna make a mess, and then I'm gonna pay the extra cleaning fee, and maybe I'll dispute it. Maybe I'll whatever. I'll fight about it. But what I'm saying is, when you're on vacation, uh, when you're on vacation, that's how you're gonna act when you're young and you're with a crew of your friends. So I just don't understand why it just feels like it's targeting, and I don't appreciate it because all I see in the comments is, oh, you leave, we don't want you here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, give them a break. Like, they're on vacation. Like, that's the whole thing. How are you gonna kick them out? They'll kick it out because they were being too loud. And I'm like, that's what you go do on vacation. You're loud. You have fun. But I just wanted to get your opinion. That's why I didn't want to tell you anything, because whatever. I wanted to get your first reactions on here, of course. What do you think? Do you agree with that? Do you think it's getting out of hand? What's your opinion?
I see your point. Obviously speaking, I mean, you're Puerto Rican and Mexican. The economies of those countries is heavily driven by tourism. It always has.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a problem that has been pointed out by Mexico, by people living in Mexico, because that's not always, but that's the other side that you don't hear about in the news, or at least for Mexico, it happens so often that you don't hear so much about it. And now that it's in Puerto Rico, that seems to be escalating. You're hearing more and more and more about it. I don't know. I have my feelings on both ends, because just like you said, speaking just for myself, and you and I have been on plenty of hotels, plenty of trips, and I understand that you want to go and have a good time. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're just not that type of people, just playing loud music. I don't think we've ever played music. I mean, not really, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're in different stages of life, I think, right? We have our little ones, and it's not like we're going with our friends. We're going as a family with little ones and things like that when we go on vacation.
All right.
I don't think that can be compared with a group of friends.
No, but in this case, like you and I, like, obviously we have gone with our little ones, and then we have obviously been just you and I plenty of times. None of that happens. With that being said, just like you said, we're at a different stage of our life. I think a big factor of this is just with the increased number of rental properties, vacation rental properties. Because if you're in a
Mhm.
hotel, where there are, I mean, just think of the cities where you've lived or you've visited, like downtown Salt Lake City and everything. Most of the hotels are in that area. Most of the nightclubs, restaurant, entertainment sites,
Mhm.
centers are in that area. Why? Because that's where tourists come and stay. And it's expected. That type of
Yeah.
loud music, nightlife, conversations at 3 in the morning, you know, groups of friends partying at 2 a.m. All of that is expected. You're not gonna hear
Yeah.
a complaint from someone in staying in those areas, because I mean, you may, I'm not gonna say that never happens, but obviously it's expected. Like, you already know. Now with Airbnb and all of those other companies renting vacation sites, you can pretty much rent one of those in a quiet neighborhood, normal neighborhood. And of course, that's not going to be the same atmosphere. It's not going to present you with the same type of entertainment, and therefore it's not, people in that neighborhood are not going to be as tolerant, because that isn't not expected. So
Yeah.
I see where that can be kind of hard for those people, obviously. But
Yeah, but here's my thing though. Here's my thing. I think the 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 people that owned the Airbnb and rented out the Airbnb, they were just trying to get their video posted on the media because that's what the media is highlighting, right? The correct thing to do is nothing. Is my opinion. When you're renting out an Airbnb in an island where it's all where it's rented for tourism, you know, if they complain to you about noise, what do you expect them? What do you expect? What did you expect when you were gonna rent out that Airbnb? Did you not expect for people to be loud and stuff? I don't think they were in a position to do something about it. And of course, they recorded it and and it went viral on the medias in Puerto Rico. They should have not done anything, and then the neighbors or whoever was complaining, if if they felt like it was not fair or whatever their problems they had, they would have dealt with it. They should have called the police and go through with the regular process.
mhm,
But you're gonna rent out an Airbnb and then you're gonna take their money and then you're gonna kick them out because they're making noise. What what are you I mean, and look, I don't know the details. I don't know if they maybe specified or you can't, this is not a party house, you can't make noise. I don't know that. But I'm assuming it's not because if you have that, they're not gonna, they're not gonna rent it because uh, in that video, which I'll put it on here, you can tell there were just young people, smoking and having fun and and being loud. I don't think they were in their position to kick them out like that.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
and
And I
that's
feel like it's targeting. And if you comparing, because when the same thing happened when the hurricane hit, and there were Puerto Ricans in Orlando in the middle of the highway riding horses and doing all kinds of doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Uh, that was highlighted too. So I get it, but they're not putting in fact. They're not putting in. They're not putting in. They're not putting. They're not. They're just highlighting those things and not worrying about the consequences, which is now they're getting arrested, and it's gonna. And if it continues, it's gonna affect the tourism in Puerto Rico, because they're gonna be like, "No, don't go out there. You're gonna get arrested." And then what? What are you? That's a big part. Tourism is a big part. So I don't know.
well, but again,
But yeah,
okay.
they were in the highway in
Oh.
Orlando, riding riding horses,
Puerto
acting
Ricans?
like crazy people.
Why?
Oh, yeah. Because
Puerto Ricans?
why not? That's why. Because why not?
No, why? The why not is not an answer to the why.
Because it's what we do.
Like what? How do you come up with
We
that?
have cabalgatas in Puerto Rico. We ride horses from
The highway?
in the highway from one spot to another one.
You do for reals? Like legit? Like legitimately?
I don't know if it's in the highways, of course, but it definitely in main roads. Yeah, in main roads, not highways, not. And I don't think they were in highways. I don't believe, but they were in main roads. But that's something we do. They gather. It's whatever, 50, 100, whatever. A lot of people with their horses, and they go from one spot to another one and have fun and ride their horses. That's the thing, for sure.
Okay.
And with their motorcycles and stuff, and yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, again, I see. Okay, we'll come back to that because right now I'm like, okay, all right. I don't know. Yeah. That's a little.
But let's go back to the Airbnb.
Yeah.
What do you
So
think?
the Airbnb.
Is that,
So no. So listen to this.
were they right for kicking those people out? What do you think of that?
When you make a reservation, when you reserve an Airbnb,
Yeah.
Give me your. I think I already know the answer, but I'm gonna ask you because when you're renting it, what are you looking at renting? What are something that needs to happen? Because I don't think I've actually ever rented anything on Airbnb. I've rented and stayed at vacation rental properties, but not through an Airbnb. But again, that's
Yeah.
But obviously the owner or the person renting that is gonna have, obviously although they're regulated through the through Airbnb, they have their rules. I mean, they have their own cleaning fee, they have their own
Yeah.
thing. So putting yourself in their shoes, what are you looking at? Because if I'm looking at something, let's say you and I plan a vacation and we're planning to go and everything, the main two things I'm gonna look at are price,
Yeah.
and whether it can accommodate
Space.
the people that I'm bringing in. Am I gonna really look at whether it says no loud music after 8 p.m.?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't want to sound a hypocrite or anything, but that I'm probably gonna be like, I don't care. I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever, just so that I can get it so that's what I'm saying. So if it is specified and everything, you have to agree to the terms and conditions at the time you are paying for it. Now, I'm all of this, I'm speaking from the owner's perspective or the renter's perspective. If you are not abiding to those rules that you sign and agree to, then yes, yeah, I have the right. And I could be, wrong. Maybe that's not how it works, but that's what I'm assuming. Yeah, you're breaking the contract. You're breaking what you signed. So the fact that the moment you break it, you disrespect what was said, then I don't
Agreed to.
have to I don't have to um there is no more contract because you broke it. So yeah, I can kick you out. Now, that's one side. The other side that you see that you're saying is not fair, because obviously that can have a high impact on tourism, and Puerto Rico is world it's famously known worldwide for their tourism and everything everything they have there. Yeah, I can see that. And you I don't know, I don't care how old you are. The moment you're doing something that is going to be crazy and wild and loud like that, it doesn't matter where you are, that can lead to trouble, whether you're doing drugs, whether it's because let's be honest. If you were here in your hometown with your friends and you have a huge party, you're being loud, you have your friends, you're smoking, you're drinking at 3 to 1 a.m., what is going to happen if you get a complaint? The cops are going to show up. If you're doing drugs or whatever they find, what's going to happen? They're going to arrest you, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to happen. But that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be a matter of whether you're here or in Puerto Rico or Mexico or New Zealand. It doesn't matter. That is just common sense. That's just how it works. That's just how life works.
But they didn't get the police called on them. They got kicked out of their house and basically had to stay in the street in a country that's not theirs. In a country that's not their home, in the middle of the night.
Yes. So why again, if they broke that part of the contract?
Yeah, but we don't know if that was in the contract. Let's say that for sure.
That's you said that. And we don't know. I don't know. But what I'm saying is a lot of those places do have things like that. So if it was part of the contract or part of whatever the renter required before they signed and before payment was taken, they just don't have, or maybe they do. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything about that, but it's pretty, I mean, it seems to me like pretty obvious and evident that the moment they are breaking that, like, there's really nothing. I mean, a contract is there for a reason. It's for protection of the renter and protection of the person or the people who are renting it. That's why it's in place. Are they being really strict? And because I'm talking in general, but for this very specific case that you're mentioning, yeah, I mean, that would have sucked. And I think right now people are, perhaps the renter could have gone and handled this a different way, but I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what happened, but for what as far as I'm aware, we're still in a pandemic. As far as I'm aware, we're still, obviously the spread of the COVID-19 has decreased. People are getting vaccinated, all of this, but we still have a long ways to go. And I think the more we go into this type of behaviors and everything, I think we're all sick of COVID-19. Like we just want to have some type of normal. I get it. And especially them, like, the younger people who are used to going out and whatever, they want to have that, like, they see the chance. Listen, we've been in our homes for a year, like, let's take it. Let's take it. I understand that part. But that's where I think we need to be more aware, have more awareness, that in order for us to go back to, or have some of that normal back into our lives, we all have to do our part. If the people living on the island, if the people, because think about this, when we speak of Puerto Rico and basically just any country individual on an individual basis, they know their struggles more than any other tourist that can come. They know every country has been hit differently, but certainly tourism has been one. People want to reopen their industries that went under, their jobs that are not coming back. I mean, all these things, we get it. But I can't just think, oh, I want to have fun and I'm going here, when the people in there still have mandates, when the people in there still are required to follow certain guidelines. Just because I'm a tourist doesn't mean I can come and just break those. So that's what I'm trying to, perhaps I'm sounding biased, but I'm just trying to see like both ends. I get it on the one end, but I get it on the other end, just because the more we keep having this type of behaviors, the longer I think it's going to take for us to get back to a stage where we can all enjoy things.
And I don't think about those. I don't think those are. I don't think the people in the media and the commenters are really putting COVID in perspective. I don't think. I think they're just looking at their behaviors and judging a little too much. And then but I get what you're saying, but even with that, with COVID, I think that should be another reason why you shouldn't maybe judge at that level, because tourism had to come down because of COVID. We spoke about, when we were doing the Just Spanish ones, we spoke about how they were locking people down and, shutting businesses down and things like that. So because of that, you shouldn't highlight those things and react that way, because I don't think you want tourism to, you definitely don't want tourism to go down more than what it already has because of COVID. But I see what you're saying, and I understand 100%, man. I saw a video where they were throwing chairs, and
I saw that one. That's the one I saw.
They got in a fight, and they were like grabbing the restaurant chairs. But that happens everywhere where there's a restaurant, whatever. That happens everywhere. You got a bar, you got drinks. People are gonna drink, and some people are gonna get aggressive, and that might happen where chairs get thrown and a brawl goes on, all around the spot. So I don't know. And then I definitely don't like how you would see some hotels, and you could clearly tell how it was the employee from that hotel, the housekeeper, taking videos and showing. That's a whole different topic. That's privacy. I don't want any. What I do, what somebody does in the room, you should not. You shouldn't be recording it for sure, and you
Right.
shouldn't be invading people's privacy like that. Because, like I said, I showed you when I had my boys and my sister and my little niece, and we had a gigantic mess in that room. In that hotel room, and there's that's part of why I mean, I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously, but that's part of why you get a room, so you don't have to worry about the messed up and all that good stuff. And when I was working housekeeping, yeah, because I did clean rooms for a living. Yeah, those are harder to clean, and they're definitely frustrating. But not judging. I'm not going,
That's what
oh, you know, these pigs or these, whatever, making a mess. I'm not, that's not, and I definitely wasn't sharing it with no one. That's just how it is. I just cleaned it and kept on going. That's my job. Does that make sense?
it does. It does. But I was just reading an article, and it said basically what Puerto Rico is saying that, or the government officials is that they are more worried, even though they are a very, very low percentage as far as um the positive cases. um their main worry is that tourism and tourists who are unwilling to follow the restrictions that are still in place, they're worried that those people that are not willing to follow those may kind of excuse me, they could reverse some of the progress that has already happened. So again, I see what you're saying. I see both. Again, I see that, and whether they're taking COVID into consideration or not, I think that's also a great opportunity for us as parents and as society to really um teach respect. Like, you want to have fun, I get it, we all want to, but it cannot just be at the expense of all this. And if you do, you just understand, like I said, the scenario that I explained to you earlier about if you were to do that here in your neighborhood, there are going to be consequences. Well, there are going to be consequences there too.
Fair.
So, but I don't know. That's just me, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I get it. But okay, so moving along, what were we really gonna talk about before we got into this topic?
Well, we had two things to talk about. Um, Tiger Woods. And
Yeah.
not so much about Tiger Woods. Like, I'm just citing Tiger Woods because we watched a documentary a few weeks ago. And obviously my knowledge um about him was very limited. Um Pretty much pretty much everything I knew about him was that, he was an amazing athlete. He had been his career in golf had been kind of clouded by some sex addiction scandals and a divorce, I think. Yeah, no, I don't think a divorce, but that's pretty much all I knew about him. And then we watched the documentary, which, by the way, I have to say that it was very long. There's a first and a second part, right? And I was really like, that really changed the image that I had of him. Again, I didn't have much of an image in the first place, but
So
this,
you didn't know about his accusations
what do you mean?
or anything?
No, like he said, all I knew is like that he was an amazing
And by
athlete.
the way, we're speaking about Tiger on HBO. It's a two-part documentary
Yeah,
series, I guess. It's
it's
a two-part,
really,
yeah. So
it's really long. Certainly longer than I thought. Definitely. But I pushed through. I
did
watched.
I fall asleep?
Yes, you did. The first time that we tried
Okay.
to watch it.
And then I watched it again. Okay.
No,
I just don't remember much of it, but I kind of had an idea.
we started watching it and then you fall asleep and I was like, okay, forget it. And put it away and then we restarted. And then you didn't fall asleep.
Okay. So
But
what do
no,
you think? You,
like I said,
what's your opinion on him?
wow, he is. I didn't know that he was like little itty teeny tiny baby. He was a baby when he was introduced to golf, and how his father saw the talent at such a young age and just push him that far, like all of his life, everything he had known since before, I think before excuse me, all of his life, everything revolved around golf. And I didn't know that it was like he really didn't have a childhood. Excuse me, guys. I've been struggling with I think allergies today, since yesterday actually, but um that was the first thing that was kind of mind blowing to me, because even his mom says that she used to go on walks or take him to the park, his stroller, and take the golf club and everything and his bottle.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, that can kind of that sounds kind of fun, right? You go into the park, you take your little one, but it sounded like they were doing it not just for him to have some playtime, like they were building this. It sounds terrible, but it's like almost like this machine, this person who operated.
Why is that terrible?
Huh?
Why is that terrible? That, and by the way, it doesn't. I mean, I think they both admit pretty clearly that they found the talent and they were molding him to be the best ever. I think his father had that since he was a toddler. So
Right.
there's no thinking on that. That's exactly what they were doing. They were building this golf machine. And I mean, how it starts is it's kind of speaking to that. But continue. I mean, I wasn't really expecting you to talk about that. I think that's pretty obvious. That's kind of
Well, but I said I didn't know though that, and as a mom, that really shocked me from hearing it from his mom.
yeah.
Because like you said, the dad says, yeah, I saw him, I saw this talent, and I was like, oh. But the mom, normally the mom, at least in my head, in my world, is the one who's going to give you that extra, like, okay, hold on, more nurturing, more. And I'm not mommy shaming her or the dad, or I'm just saying, it, as a mom, uh, I think you try to find the happiness and the balance for your kid. It can't just be just one thing.
Yeah.
But for her it was, and that's, I mean, at the end of the day, Tiger again is an amazing athlete. I didn't know that he had, I mean, I knew he was amazing, but obviously all the things he won, and he when he was so young, and I mean, his achievements and everything like surpassed by far what had been done. And especially coming from someone with his ethnic background, it was more groundbreaking. And all these things that he had to overcome and to really earn the name of who he is, the brand, all of that. So yes, certainly all of the everything that his parents put into perspective about him, everything that they taught that he could be, everything that they built him to be, I think he did that and even more.
Hmm.
So yes, at the end of the day, they did build Tiger. They did build like this incredibly talented legend. But it came at the expense of what?
Of what? Tell me.
It came, he really didn't have a normal childhood. I mean, everything was golf, 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 golf.
His
Um,
whole life. Yes.
so he had, he was very strict with his, like, school, and very, discipline was something. And he dated what, his first girlfriend and everything. And at some point she breaks up, no, he breaks up with her, right?
Yeah. Over golf.
Over golf, because she was a
Yeah.
distraction,
Yeah.
according to a letter. And all these things that are part of quote unquote normal life, are part of what a human,
Yeah.
not a golf machine, a human needs.
Yeah.
So all of this, you're not.
I gotta be honest with you. I get where you're coming from, but I mean, I think I think golf is that man's passion. If you if
Oh, there's
you
not
or
that.
if you go into the documentary and you see all the surgeries and everything he's been through, and he still results bad and goes back to golf, I think that was that man's passion, and I'm pretty certain of that. It's not a thinking thing. That was his passion, and honestly, I kind of see what you're saying about sacrificing and having a balance, but at the same time, all of that paid off. The man is he a billionaire? I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he's definitely a millionaire.
Mhm.
Um, he's a millionaire. I mean, I would say he didn't really, I would tell you in one part, he didn't really experience love because of his golf and how focused it was. But at the same time, you can't say he didn't experience love because he loved golf. So whether or not it was with and we're speaking like he's dead, Jesus, but whether or not he didn't experience love with a different partner, he definitely knows what love is after everything he's been going through. And I think he recently got into an accident and he's still gonna come back and still play golf. So that's one part of it. And the other part of it is, yeah, of course the parents were pushing and they didn't really teach him nothing else besides golf, uh they didn't really balance it out. They overdid it with the golf, obviously. But there's kids where you can push them all you want, and if that's not what they want to do, they're not gonna do it. So they what I'm saying is they kind of were right, they kind of found what he really loves, and yeah, they pushed him into it, and it obviously paid off. I thought what we were going to talk about when we mentioned Tiger Woods was the problems, which is the whatever, or the woman that we're a couples podcast, so I thought we were going to talk about that. I thought we were going to talk about the woman.
But that's where the problem started.
What do you mean?
That's where the problem started, because he grew up without that. There's a void. Yeah, he had the quote unquote success, and I say quote unquote, not taking away any type of excuse me, guys. I'm not taking away any of his sacrifice and any of the things he did. He definitely, even though he loved and loves golf, he had to still work hard for it. He still had to do all things. And, even though his parents pushed him for it, he's at the end of the day, it was him, not his parents playing. I'm not taking away any of that. But what I'm saying is he grew up with a void. He didn't have that. From what I see, he couldn't really go to his parents for anything that wasn't golf.
Okay.
Because even when they mentioned, and again, I'm not saying he didn't love him or anything, and obviously I wasn't there, but when his parents kind of lost track of, wait, are we overdoing him? Like, are we pushing him to be the best he can be, and at the same time being supportive? Or are we just pushing him and being supportive of the things that it's gonna just the one thing, which is golf?
So what are you saying?
And you grew up with
Are
this
you saying that they should have taught him?
Remember when he
Taught him
said
to.
at some point, like, one of his teachers said, well, maybe he went to one of his teachers and he said, I want to do something more than golf. And she communicated that to his parents, and his parents were like, nope. So when you're setting that barrier, your kids, your son is not going to come and openly talk to you about it because he feels that you're going to shut him down for that. So there's no void. You and I, again, and this is just me speaking from what I got, you and I can only speak about golf. Everything else, I'm more than just golf. So there is not that connection. So he's always looking for that connection, which leads him into, yes, again, having this quote unquote success. And this is, by the way, the public success. This is the success that most people define as success, which is recognition, which is money, which is all of that. And I'm not saying that's not successful, because obviously it is, but that's only just one part of success. He didn't have a successful marriage. He didn't have successful, nurturing, edifying relationships. He didn't have, I mean, he's had, addictions and troubled relationships, and he's going from one woman to another, or went. I don't know if that's still the case, but from
That's
this
true.
to that, to using pills to sleep, and all of this. He's lacking something. And you and I have talked about this so many times. Like, there's a void that you're going to try to constantly trying to fill with people, with substances, with overworking, with there's a point where you're just so lost, and you lose track of the healthy boundaries.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. It all
I don't know.
started there, because everything was golf. And you say
But
it paid off.
he's
It
not
paid
gonna be
off.
Tiger. But he wouldn't be Tiger if it wasn't for all those things. Is what I'm saying.
I understand that 100%.
He wouldn't be the best golfer ever if it wasn't for the way he was brought up.
But mi amor, I'm not
You
denying.
don't think? So
I'm
you're
not
saying
saying-
it wasn't worth it?
I don't know. I can't say that. He has to say that, and that's not really showing, because at the end
Well,
of
he
the
didn't
day,
really participate in the documentary, but
that's what I said. I wasn't there. But what is it? Again, at the expense of what? That came at the expense of what? Nobody. And by the way, nobody can. I don't think none of us can really define his success on only himself. Like, okay, yeah, he has a traditional success, but success can also mean, you know what, I like golf, I am a golf instructor,
Mhm.
I don't make the millions, I don't that you make, I don't have the brand that I'm not a brand like you are,
Mhm.
but I have my home, I've had my marriage for 10
He
20
has a couple homes.
I have, well, whatever homes he has, and I'm sure cars and all that. But I'm just giving you a different perspective.
Yeah.
Someone who could have been a very good, or could have had a very successful career in golf. But instead they say, you know what? Yes, but I don't have that.
And they would have been a someone.
And they would have been
They
a
would have
someone.
been, that's it, just a someone. It wouldn't be Tiger Woods.
Exactly. But listen to what I'm saying. But I have my home, and I come home
He
to
has
my
a
family.
couple homes.
No, I'm talking about that somebody. Okay, that
I
somebody
get it. I get
comes
it.
home, sees his kids, raises his kids, goes to their games, plays with them, sees, his wife, goes on vacation, doesn't have the media cameras everywhere following him, chasing him, trying to get a picture, doesn't have
Mhm.
that person, that somebody that we're calling him, that could be success for that person.
Yeah.
He may not have the financial success of Tiger, but he has the other success that Tiger does not have.
What is that?
He doesn't have a family to come to. Clearly, from what we saw, he couldn't really keep a healthy relationship because his marriage went bad, and went bad, really bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying if you put it in a balance, and I'm not saying that, it could go either way, because he's gonna buy a legend, and you could say that's better than, that's better than having uh and you can say it's not than having
An average life.
a home like you say, or I don't know what you would say, that a true love other than golf. But he did have a true love, it's not in a person, but it's in golf. And I don't know, that's something that I guess he would have to answer. But like I told you, he had plenty of opportunities to choose a different path and choose something differently, and he chose golf. So
No, but man, what I'm not
as far as that
I'm not
goes, at the end of the day,
saying
it's gonna
it's not.
be like whatever I chose paid off. I became a legend in the sport.
Yeah, but that's what I said. That
Plus, he's
for him
not
to
dead, by
answer.
the way.
No,
He's not dead, by
I
the way.
give him that, and that's what I said.
He
That will
he
be
could still find a home and get all those things fixed, and find a woman, and not have to cheat and whatever, and learn all of that. And I think he might. I mean, I don't know. I'm not following him, but I think he might find that, and he might have both ends of the spectrum.
yeah.
This is going to the public, and I just don't. I see what you're saying, that you gotta have a balance, but I also don't want this kid that his passion is to be the best baseball player, or the best uh the best anything in the world, and go, oh well, I you know which, whatever, if it's really gonna be that, this ain't gonna stop him for sure. But I don't want him to be discouraged from focusing on those things and becoming the best of that thing ever, because that's just that's I mean, it comes with its bad things and its defects, but at the same time, you're gonna have it's gonna have a reward,
But I'm not
just like
trying.
everything in life.
I'm not
Just
trying
like
to
everything in life.
discourage anybody or deviate them or say, hey, if you follow or you pursue your things, you're not gonna have a good relationship, or you're not gonna find true love, or whatever the case may be. That's not what I'm
That's
saying.
what it sounds like.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I said it came for him at the expense of what? And that's what I said. He needs to define. Nobody can do it for him, but he needs to define what his success meant for him. And like you said, clearly the success was golf. That's home for him, I'm sure. And
Mhm.
the other stuff, clearly it didn't. And that's fine. That's fine for him. If that didn't happen, if he's okay with it, if he's made peace with that, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that that's gonna be different for everybody, because I gave you the example, and that's somebody. Well, that somebody can, for that person, the success is again just being home with his family and working on that family, because again, what you water is what grows. So if you are if you're working on golf, and you're being a legend and everything and this and that, of course that's gonna grow. Of course you're gonna get better, or you know you're gonna keep being a legend. But if you're not working on the other part, because then why did you get married? You know? If golf
Yeah.
is your passion, is your love, what the F happened with your marriage and everything? Then don't get married. Stay with your passion, with your love, which is golf, and we're good. But in order for that relationship to really grow and to be what it needs to be, and start a family, well, then guess what? You have to work on that relationship. And I'm pretty sure that working on our relationship is the hardest thing ever. Because in golf, in a sport, especially in a sport like golf, it's just you and your focus and all that stuff, whatever, mental strength, all of that, obviously physical, but you're pretty much alone. A relationship is going to require the other person, and sometimes you don't even like that person because you're upset at that person. It's not that you don't like him, you don't love him, just like right now I don't want to see you, and that's fine. And that doesn't mean I going just because I'm annoyed at you, I just go and decide not to work on it, then go and find someone else who's gonna give me that one part that I'm missing, because he wasn't just cheating with one person. So it sounded like he was getting something from someone. Like he's trying to like get pieces from everybody. Why? If his true love is golf and everything,
Yeah.
why are you going out there and promising?
Listen, we both come from divorces, and
Yeah,
we both make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes when it
of
comes
course.
to love. It's a hard thing. It's difficult. I don't know what he was in his mind. But Tiger Woods is admirable. Great respect for him,
For sure.
and I definitely nobody's perfect, and I can't knock him down on those imperfections,
Not at
And
all.
yeah, nobody taught him, about at the contrary. I think his parents kind of with that letter and things and how they told him to reject this girl. It was quite the opposite. He was taught not to look at women like they're objects, and not they didn't teach him love, but he still got time, and he became the legend that he is.
See, just to finish up with that, because we have to go, but he's a legend, and like I said, it was a very insightful documentary for me. Certainly, I have great respect and admiration. The man was like, I mean, again, he's a legend, no doubt about that, and he freaking earned everything to be who he is, no doubt.
Yeah.
And just like I said, nobody's perfect. Admiration for sure. The mental strength that guy has, it's over the top. So hopefully he has, like you said, he finds that he's still alive. He can still do it. He can still find it. I hope he does. And just I mean, if that's again, you should define your own success. What success means to you, not what everybody else. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna be living everybody else's lives. You're gonna be living yours. So
Yeah. But you gotta go.
we gotta go. We'll make let's see, question of the week really fast.
Do it.
What is your favorite? This kind of goes with that.
You
Myth.
gotta stop calling it the question of the week. We're not
Myth
having this
or
every
legend?
week.
Yes, we had one last week. Hmm? Hmm. Answer it.
I don't think so.
Answer it.
What's the question?
What is your favorite myth or legend, or what is a myth or legend that you believe in?
That I still believe.
Hmm.
Uh
Or that you believe in, period.
oh wow. I don't know. Um, a myth or a legend that I still believe. What's your answer?
I
Maybe you can
said,
help me with yours because I don't have one right now.
okay, so I'll tell you what was said. Some people said they believe in aliens, they believe in like some things that I've never heard of and I can't remember. But my thing was I believe like the that people on the day of the death, that people who have passed away, they come back and they visit their loved ones. I don't know if that's more of a tradition, but they're like, no, no,
They
no.
visit their loved one on the day of the death.
Yeah, it's like, that portal between life and death opens, and those who have passed away.
You believe that truly?
Hmm.
Okay. Um. Yeah. No, I'm so open-minded. It's like, but yeah, I kind of believe. I kind of still believe a lot of things. I mean, well, you can't tell me aliens or that it's not a myth because you haven't proved me that it isn't. There's no proof that it isn't. So, but yeah, I guess yeah, yeah. I mean, part of that is yeah, I just believe in all of it, but I guess ghosts will be a big one. I believe, yeah, I believe that
They come and pull your feet at night.
no, that's a whole different thing. But I believe there's spirits that that kind of just like you, they come in and out and they show themselves in different ways. I think dreams is a big one. But no, not ghosts in the sense of like in a physical thing. No, I don't believe that. But and maybe there is. Yeah, I still believe that too. But no, I'm so open minded. I kind of believe in all of it. I leave a little gap to 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 believe in all of it. So aliens, sure, ghosts, great. Um, God, definitely.
Someone said
Uh,
vampires.
someone said vampires, huh? Oh wow, blood sucking. Yeah, sure. Why not? Could be a
La
could be
Llorona.
a being that La Llorona. I don't know that one.
Do you remember
Chupacabra though.
that? No.
We didn't have that one. No, we didn't have that one in Puerto Rico, but we had
But you know what it is.
Chupacabra. A Llorona. Yeah, isn't it like a female ghost?
Yeah, but she drowned her kids. That's the story.
Somebody believed in that still.
No, mi amor, I'm the only Latino. I'm the only Mexican. I don't
Oh,
know.
you said somebody said that. Oh, somebody said vampire. That's right.
Yeah, somebody said vampires.
Yeah,
No, we have the
definitely.
chupacabra in Mexico too.
Yeah, Chupacabra is pretty famous. Uh, but I don't remember. There was another one. Um, I don't remember if it was Tonyo or something like that. But it was a real dude that had people kidnapped, and then he had a bicycle, Tonyo bicicleta, whatever. But yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it or not. My mind is open for all of it.
Someone said
For sure.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot for real. Yeah, Bigfoot's still out there for sure. He's
Okay.
about 200 years old now, but yeah, he's still out there. He's in the North Pole, the South Pole, in commercials. He's everywhere.
Isn't there a brand called Bigfoot?
Yeah. No, I think he's big in this jerky commercial.
I don't know. But anyway,
All right.
well,
gotta
it was
go.
nice talking to all of you. So
You didn't talk to anyone. You talked to me.
it's
Thank him for listening. You didn't have a. Just thank him for listening. You didn't have a conversation with everyone. Just me. Thank you guys for listening. We will put the email. Give me your opinions, of course. Like, share, all that good stuff. And yeah, love you guys.
I love you. We'll talk to you later. Mwah.
Whose phone is that?
It's your phone.
Oh, that's the hotel. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh, tripping. All right. Bye. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Love y'all. Love you. Bye.